Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Terminus podcast. For the weeks of December 1st, 2018, I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Trainman. With me, I have my engineers, Brett Wiebold and Nick Christensen, and my fireman, Chris Holman. And with us today, as our brakeman returning once again, is Dean Wasara, also known as Dean the Lamp. This is episode number 111. And before we get to some weird British things this week, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, this week we are adrift.
I'm on a boat.
This week we are wet.
I thought for a minute he was in the nasty, and I was going to be like, you can have a field day with this thing. But
Nasty. Wet nasty. We're not on the nasty, unfortunately.
No,
Please,
not that
no.
nasty. It's some American thing, though. I can tell because of the giant American flag. American flags, they're just as American as derailments and explosions, mostly explosions. Also, we do have
the Army doesn't.
We do have a Canadian derailment, so
Nice.
Yeah.
You know why the Army doesn't knock, right, Ellis?
because freedom rings.
Precisely.
Yeah, and NS derails, which means actually they didn't have the mantle, did they? No, they did for like a week. Yeah, they had it for one episode. Norfolk Southern previously had the mantle, and then a Norfolk Southern freight train was stuck on the tracks Sunday afternoon after 3 engines derailed. I think the more apt thing would be they were stuck off the tracks, but yeah, so a washout developed beneath the track. It wasn't like a huge derailment. In fact, everything's still upright, but it looks like the engines are trying to slide very gently away from the roadbed. So, of course, fuel began leaking from the engines because that's what happens. And that was on November 18th. So, like, right after the last episode. Or right before, I don't know, but we didn't report on it. Anyway, there's another one. So, because we've had so few crashes lately, which is amazing and groundbreaking and suspicious, I've lowered the bar for what makes this list. So now we have a train hit a semi and didn't derail, but it did hit the semi. Oh wait, did it derail? There's a sideways boxcar in the back of that. It does not say derail.
Maybe they didn't want to clickbait it.
I mean, it looks like there's a boxcar. Oh yeah, no. No. Okay. It doesn't say anything about the train derailing, so I'm guessing that's just, like, I don't know what's going on. It just looks like there's a boxcar in the background. Oh, you know what? It must be the trailer of the truck.
Oof.
That must be what it is. Anyway, you can check this article out. It's going to be in the cargoes along with the other ones. And, yeah, this was CN, and this took place on November 26th. Now, because there's been an upset, does anyone want to take a guess on what company the mantle goes back to? We all know.
I'm going to take a guess and say KCS.
Yeah, KCS is the current holder of the mantle yet again, surprising nobody. And, of course, everything's going to be posted in the comments, so you can take a look at these accidents and the current holder of the mantle. Anyway, what has everyone up to in the past couple of weeks?
I went to Chattanooga.
Oh yeah, you actually have a story to tell. You've got, like, actual foaming.
Actual foaming. So do you want me to go right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can wait.
Let's take it away. All of us will pale in comparison, so...
Your segue sucks, just so you know.
Thank you. I take great pride in that.
Segway is bad and you should feel bad.
Segway drove him off a cliff.
Thank you! Anyway, I went to Chattanooga for my birthday, 22nd birthday, and I took the dinner train.
Happy birthday to
you.
God dang it.
Happy birthday to... Alright, anyway.
Anyway, so I was there for 2 days. I got in Friday afternoon, and I took the Adhesion train, and I mean, man, their food is great. It's like unbelievably good.
Like Amtrak
Like-
food before Anderson.
Sure. I mean, Amtrak food was always kind of blah.
I disagree.
But, like-
always kind of blah.
Yeah.
But
It's
get
not
wrecked.
that bad.
Like a 3-course, like a 3 or 4-course meal. Like you got a salad, you got tomato soup, which was great, and a choice of roast chicken, salmon, or roast beef. You can guess what I got.
Did you say roast beef twice?
No, I
No,
said
he's-
roast chicken,
It
salmon,
shows
or
your
roast beef.
I thought you said
Roast beef
twice.
or roast beef?
And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
It's double roasted beef.
Double roasted. Ugh. That was horrible. Like crispy beef. Ugh.
It's a roast on a roast.
Isn't
But
that
anyways,
just
Don't get
like
on
jerky?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
You some
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
actually really good.
monster. It has antenna like a monster.
But I went. But it was during the night, so I couldn't get good pictures. So I went back the next day and snapped some pictures and found out how an RDC works, sort of.
He looked
mean,
underneath and checked that it was a boy.
yeah.
God, it has 2 engines as opposed to 1.
So it's very a boy.
It's very a boy. But sure. If it has
Or wait,
1 engine,
No,
it's a
2 engines.
it's a
Hmm.
it's a girl
Girl.
train. If it has
Other
no.
way around. It's got a
if it has
pair.
1 engine, it's a boy train. If it has 2 engines, it's a girl train.
That's right.
So it's a girl house. What?
I'm glad somebody else knows that freaking movie.
We can talk about that later. So I went back, and they got a reefer, which looked like very freshly painted, like it was finished a couple of days ago. It looks great. I mean, I've never seen a reefer up close, but oh my god, that looks great.
Never seen a reefer up close.
No, I haven't.
Blaze it.
Please.
Great.
Oh, this
I
is the
saw-
Wilson thing?
Thank you.
What?
The Wilson thing?
Yeah, the Wilson thing.
Also, why do you have a picture of Truck CO Cock?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You are a sad, strange
Also,
old man.
a photo
And
of
you have
Moxie.
Yeah, Tennessee has Moxie.
Better have got some there.
Which... Oh, Soda Moxie. I thought Mad Moxie. Damn.
Yeah.
Also, what is this brake hose sticking out of a wall?
Yeah, that was in a Wabash caboose. Just sort of sticking out, like, and I have no idea why.
It's to hang a
there.
hand towel.
It's to hang a hand towel off of a brake hose, sure.
Also,
Well,
for those curious, here's...
Maybe it's for putting the thing on the end of it and seeing how much air you have?
Right.
Like,
Maybe
Hey,
it's
you
for
could-
putting your...
Hey,
Never mind.
No.
it don't bend that way, Ellis.
Ugh. Yeah,
Yikes.
I mean, what I've also noticed
How about
is
the
that-
song, I'm in love with my car? That's a good song.
Yeah. Or Chong's friend song. Yeah.
But I also found out there
Schmidt.
that apparently they've only got 1 steam engine on display at the Grand Junction, as opposed to at least 3 when I went last. So I don't know where they went. They probably
Scrap.
sold them off.
Probably told him.
Probably.
Yeah.
But that's just
Pinchy's
how-
hungry.
Pinchy's hungry. There's a. I can't tell if that's a Jeep 7 or a 9.
What is this god-awful chop-nose Alco thing?
Oh, that was apparently a military unit. I don't
That's
know.
called an MRS-1. Don't,
That's an MRS-1?
don't say it loudly because it will summon Brad. And that is an EMD, not
That's
an Alpha.
Well, it looks like a wannabe chop-nose Alco.
Yeah, it looks like
I
one.
mean, they were made for European use. They had to be small.
Also, nice
Yeah.
chalk.
Yeah, it's shock.
Shock.
I have one of them. I don't know why I do, but I do.
Give it to me. I want it.
Sure.
All
20
right,
bucks.
cool.
Dean loves chalk.
No.
Thick, juicy
Well,
chalk.
You went there for the purpose of foaming. I had some incidental foaming, which was just on the way home from my Christmas or holiday party for WSP, the Connecticut one, because I get to go to 2 of them.
Yay.
On the way back, we drove by Essex and I saw the Polar Express. So that's all. That's all for me this week. But
Okay.
that was everything that happened to me in real life.
Screw.
So, while you're looking at the Polar Express, I'm
He's running the Polar
in
Express.
circles.
We have 2 Polar
As
Express
usual.
runners here.
Yes.
Soon to be 3.
Soon to be
Soon to be 3. But I ran the Santa trains, and every steam engine should be scrapped. I need more razor blades.
Yeah.
Shoot me now.
Well, I mean,
No.
are you going to talk about the great mistake?
Which great mistake? The New York Central
No,
Railroad?
the one
Yes.
that ended
No,
with
the
you being
Pennsylvania
towed
Railroad.
by a diesel.
Well, I can't share any pictures because I'm not privileged to. There are totally none taken at all whatsoever.
Check your privilege.
It didn't happen at all.
Yeah, but basically, 113 ran okay. There were some minor problems on Friday, but they were fixed relatively quickly. I'm not at liberty to talk about said problems on air.
What problem do you have about?
I know
What
the
problem do you
deal.
have with miners?
Yeah.
Lots of
Dick.
problems, lots of things.
Well, there was that one time she didn't show him his ID or her ID, and then
Well, there was this one time at band camp. But,
Oh God, the band.
here we go again.
Jesus Christ! But all 3 trips, or all not 3, 6 trips were, I believe, 98% sold out between both days. Sunday was completely sold out. I believe it was first trip on Saturday at 10:30 was not completely sold out. There were like maybe 10 seats or so throughout the cars that were not. But it was a very, very big thing. It was everyone enjoyed it.
It was huge.
We got new coal. We got coal from Eastern Kentucky, and it's the worst coal I've ever had to work with. It's just wouldn't burn. There were lots of problems with the locomotive. The locomotive just didn't like it. There was some problem on the trip with us running too low on pressure due to wet rail conditions as well. The locomotive did not perform that well because our sanders are blocked because we put concrete sand in it instead of regular sand. I don't know why.
Who did that?
Bob,
No, it
our
was Chris.
fearless leader. So, yeah, the sanders were done, and it just, it's very slippery on slippery rail. And the diesel on the back was working a little harder than usual. Usually it's just a boat anchor, but it actually did a little more than guide us down the hill. But other than that, it was a very, very well-run event, as usual, beloved by all. Now the fun begins of me packing and getting everything ready, because I will be running the Polar Express around in circles with Mr. Weibold.
Hey,
Hey.
vowel
Hey,
sound.
The first gift of Christmas.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
At the end of this, you will know the script too.
sadly.
I wouldn't have it any
Know
other
my
way.
Pain.
Why did I choose this as a career path?
This
It's
isn't a
very good
career.
question.
Yes, it
You're
is.
volunteering, Chris.
You ain't getting paid.
I am. Why did I choose this?
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have this thing called a roof and walls, and I'm like, what the fuck?
In running water.
What is
Yeah.
this stuff?
It's gonna be
Yeah,
weird.
Chris and I were talking about this. He was going on about like needing to go to the gas station to get a thing of iced tea so we would have something to keep like water in for the day. It's like, dude, we have water. we just
This
have
is a
water.
concept
Like,
that's
after
new
we
to
use
me,
it.
Wybold.
Well,
I'm not used to this.
the other thing is, the thing that's that makes the difference is the fact that Weibold at no point is more than half a mile from the roundhouse.
Yes,
That too. Well,
that too.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
always
right.
walk.
No, at no point are we more than a quarter mile from the roundhouse. It's impossible because, half
mean-
mile all the way around the loop of track.
What I said was still
Yeah.
true, but
Okay,
Yeah,
you can get tighter though.
you're no more than 2 miles either.
Also, yes.
yeah, this is a new concept of, people actually, giving crews the tools they need.
Water isn't
That's
a
a
tool.
I mean, it is something we need.
That's
Look,
true.
I'm
It's not,
used to-
it's not a tool.
I'm used
It's
to
a
having to jack up
necessity
the
for
rod
human
with
life.
5-ton jacks.
Giving us the tools we need. That's funny.
You have more than me.
Fair.
You at least have I assume you have a socket set that actually works.
A socket set that you
maybe?
haven't lost
I don't
half
know.
of.
No, we have like 6 socket sets that put together make a socket set.
Well, it's
Except
more
you're
than we
missing the
have.
10
That's
millimeter
how
one
shop
because of
works.
course you are. That's just how it is.
Yes.
The most important one
Precisely.
is never there. It's like the Lego that you're always looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
10
No,
millimeter.
and then you find it
always
immediately
wrong.
when you don't need it. You
Exactly.
build, you figure a solution around it, and then you find it.
Yeah, the only other thing that really is of note for me for the past few months is the Christmas layout of the store is done, and 113 is now radio equipped.
Woo! Radio! Welcome to the 20th century.
Yes,
Boldly stepping
finally.
into the 1950s, I see.
Yes, we have installed a radio with one of the skate things from the diesels on top of the cabin. It works, and it's nice.
Be
Then we don't
careful
have
about
to
that
have
War of the
Jimmy
Worlds
Rig
podcast
Can
you get.
radio where you have to stand outside the locomotive to get any type of reception, and you can't hear it.
Yeah, the cab is a Faraday cage. You don't get any
That's all.
friggin'.
So it's nice. It's just really nice.
Are walkie-talkies not a thing in Pennsylvania?
Yes, they are.
They
but
don't
the thing
exist.
is
No, they're outlawed,
the
actually.
reception is so shit.
They're
in the
outlawed.
cab, you have to lean out of the window to hear it and broadcast. It's just that they're not that loud. That's the thing.
You know what you need? Train
What?
phones.
You know what you
We have the
need?
modern equivalent of a train phone base.
Arby's.
Alright. Well,
That's it.
I have been all over the Olive Branch for the past week and a half. And by all over, I mean, if I had a weapon, my brains would be all over. Because the AI makes me want to do things.
It's okay, Ellis. I know the feeling. I'm on that edge myself.
To be fair, though, to be
For different
honest,
reasons.
I am way exaggerating the frustration that I've actually gone through with the AI. Maybe it's because it only comes once every 2 hours, because that's how long the session runs flawlessly before it runs into a problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So-
with my problems, I usually figure it out in like a second.
It's like
I go, that's a problem.
Start the session. If I was frustrated and fixed all the thing, start the session and either take notes. But if it's going to run for 2 hours from the problem, don't need to take notes yet. Go play Battlefield. Kill people for 2 hours to make myself feel better. Come back and then take notes.
I usually can take notes. I can't.
You don't have a pen and paper?
No, my issues happen way too fast to take notes.
Oh. There's a pause. You can hit P.
PP.
Yeah, I
It'll
know.
just,
I've also tried recording it and then showing down the footage.
PP Sam.
Do you have too much going on at once, or what?
Yeah, I guess.
Troubleshoot one problem at a time.
Okay.
It's okay. I can give you the proest of tips now. I've found many great things on the download station, including some things from the illustrious Dragon's Pass Railroad,
Hey.
which I don't have
Familiar.
on hand. But if you have trains and you want to go on the DLS and look up DPR Big Steam, you will find
Single-handedly the most cancerous thing.
No,
that has
no, no,
ever
no, 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 it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the only Mikado with all of its dependencies on the DLS. And if you can prove me wrong, please say so, because I need a Mikado. I need
You
something.
can prove me wrong. Do it, damn it!
I am
I
begging
want to be
you.
wrong.
Audience, please.
Audience, please make me wrong.
Yeah. Anyway. No, it's beautiful. Anyway, the olive branch is now running itself, almost. It's got one... It can go up and back just fine once. And also, there's an engine that's switching out some of the other industries in olive. So, honestly, everything's coming up Millhouse right now. It's not half bad.
Yeah.
So, I will overstate my frustration for the fun of it, but, everything's okay right now. How's everything for everybody else?
Mildly okay, because
Keenan.
I spent way too long bug fixing my C16 model that I did.
Oh, yeah.
And I got 268 in her tender to work. I just had to fix the two of them. I did a 1940s version, I did the 268 Espricity, and kind of fictionalized 1890s version of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's coming
AKA, I
along.
just
It looks
threw a
nice.
diamond stack on it. Yeah. And then I also decided to throw in a little surprise in there to the Real Grand Silver Vista, which I need to do seats for. But other than that, it's done.
These seats?
See, you're... As for people that are around a lot, you're definitely the most accomplished modeler in the group so far, which is... I'm glad we have a modeler now that is around. Like, before we had Garrett, or not Garrett, we had Gerald. Except he's dead.
He did mostly
Rest,
Wii skins.
rest in peace,
anyway.
Gerald. Yeah, but he had some good
Yeah,
stuff. He had
He had good stuff. Rest in peace.
Anyway.
It smells soup.
And speak up, these skins. I'm
We watched that in the hack. That was
Yeah.
fun.
I've been reaching billboards for the big multiplayer surveyor route.
Yes, more
generic.
billboards.
So, some of them are just generic. One of them in particular is for my railroad that I built,
Where is the Milky Street?
called the Banks
There it
Northern Railroad. It runs on the Bologna branch of the Albany and Western. After 1958, I think is when they were founded. So they have an open air car and joy-free heavy rakes as well in their train. And then they go 21 miles about. And yeah, so I modeled one of the towns on the way. That's about 5 miles in.
Where'd that 2662 come from?
DLS.
Wait, what?
Train Bowl 1.
Oh, it's narrow
Yeah.
gauge, isn't it?
No.
No? Gib.
Mm-hmm.
US Pryward 11, you're welcome.
I need this.
Although, the tank car behind it is extender.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Login railroads.
you
are
can't
weird,
always get what you want.
but
I'm having to deal with a bunch of things with Vandy's, so
yeah, it's fine.
Rare.
rare.
50
Rare.
Shades of Greyhound from the same authors as
50
50
Shades
Grades
of
of Grey.
No, 50
No.
grades of Shay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, that's just a few billboards and a little bit of the loot.
I shut off the billboards, particularly.
Yeah.
Milky Penguins
They're
triple decker
pretty good.
cannons. One of the
Yes.
oldest in-jokes from the from all the groups.
I saw that and immediately had nostalgia. Like,
Yeah.
wow, that's an oldie. It's an old meme, sir, but it checks out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you summon
Checked
little
out.
Chris.
It checks out really good on a billboard, too.
Alright, anyway.
But that's it.
Anybody? Or are we all set?
I'm stressed to hell and back, but that's just about
Okay, we all.
Well, it's time to put that stress to work, because it's time for
Yeah.
Oh,
all one corner, we have the N1. It's sort of like an N2. Alright, which picture should I use?
The N1 is the bright green engine.
I thought that was the N2.
It's N1 and N2 is basically the same locomotive.
Fucking hell, Dean.
No. Like,
Okay,
literally,
in one
externally,
corner is the
they are
N
same.
something, as supported by who? Who's defending this one?
I think Weibel said that.
Either
Who's the self
Dean,
damn man?
I don't know, either Dean or myself should do it. I'll surrender to the guest if he wants to do it, though.
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, then go ahead.
I mean, I don't mind if you did it, but I can do it fine.
Oh.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Here.
Oh my
We
God.
flip a coin. We flip a coin. How's that?
Because that's going to work on Skype.
I'm heads.
I can screen share for you.
Don't bother
This is
screen share,
literally
just flip the damn
the most
coin.
Come on.
Ever happened on this show.
Coin
What
flip.
is it?
There we go.
What is it about Locomotive
wait.
Versus that turns everybody into morons?
Yeah,
Heads. Weibel gets
That's a
it.
good.
yeah,
Okay.
that is a good question.
Okay.
Ah,
In the other corner.
In the other corner is what is it? This one, the dark green one?
Yeah, the dark green one.
Okay, so we have light green, which is the N question mark, and the dark green, which is the 15XX.
5600.
Okay, Milky's thing is better. It's more accurate, so
What?
use that.
What's Milky's thing?
Alright.
Wait, is this an N something? Milky's
What?
picture?
It's an M1.
Which one is
That's
the
an
N1?
actual M1.
Which one is the N1?
They're both in one.
Okay.
There you go. Happy.
Alright, so we have an N1, which is both of these, so combined they are an N2.
Yeah.
And this thing, which is a little bit of brass on the stack. Anyway, who's going to go first? Also, who's supporting the other thing?
I'll do it.
Okay, Chris
If
is doing
someone wants to take it, you have 5 seconds. 1, 2,
Fuck it.
I'm on it.
4.
Wait, so Weimel's
Five.
supporting both of them? Wait.
Confused.
I think
Alright,
yeah,
here we go.
Okay.
I'm ready to get ass raped
Okay, but
again.
seriously,
Okay.
who's doing what?
Chris
I'll
is
do it.
doing 5600.
Chris is doing the
Yeah.
5600, and Weibold, you're doing the N1, or is Dean?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
I'll my ass.
I mean, Chris, you may be the only person in here qualified to face Weibold in a Locomotive Versus, so,
Yeah.
And every time I've lost.
I mean, that's what happens when you face Weibold in a Locomotive Versus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, who's going to go first? I say the 1500 because at least it knows what it is.
1500, it's the 5600.
Sure, whatever, that one.
1500
knows
The
what
fi-
it
the
is.
fi- well, it knows
I
what it
vote
is.
for the-
I don't know what it is.
I
What
The
is
N2 knows
the
what it is.
56?
Dean doesn't know what it is.
No, Dean knows that it's something like the N1. In the fact that they both share an N.
Oh my god.
Alright, I think the
Alright.
5600 should go first. Does anybody have any objections?
No, I think the 56XX should go.
Okay. 56,
5600,
Followed-
damn it.
5, followed by a 6, followed by something, followed by something else, followed by I, and then M, and then Groot, exclusively in that order.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. When were you built?
1918.
When was I built? I can't
Wait a
find
sec. No, sorry.
I built.
Oh, there it is.
The headers are off. I was built in 1920.
1924.
Okay, starting
These
strong.
triple decker cannons.
Yeah.
I miss you, worship sir.
I do
Yes.
Does your page have when you were retired?
too.
Up at the very top in the loco base.
If not, that's a style point. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
Okay, it doesn't then. Alright,
It might
don't
also
worry
be
about it. Let's see here. What is your driver wheelbase?
16.25 feet.
15.25.
Extra
Wait.
small boy.
Wait, 16.25 feet? Did I hear that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Oh. I was thinking diameter. I'm sorry.
No, Dean, it is not a Sterling single.
I was thinking diameter. I am sorry.
Engine
16
wheelbase.
feet.
So what's the total engine wheelbase?
23.75 feet.
21 and 3/4 feet.
Wait, these are both okay. Just to clarify, these are both 062s, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What derpy boys.
It's like a stupid saying.
One of these
ooh.
versus the 062 from the Uinta. Next Locoverse.
Oh, God.
What is your? Apparently, this thing actually has axle loading compared to literally every other American engine where they just float. What is your axle loading?
42,560.
41,776.
A narrow lend light boy.
Still pretty heavy. What's your weight on drivers?
124,880.
124,544.
Jesus.
Wow, way to be those guys GWR.
Thick boy.
Nailed it.
Okay, let's see here. What is your boiler pressure?
170.
200.
Wow. I didn't know.
What is your tractive effort?
19,945.
25,803.
Wow.
What is
GWR.
your factor of adhesion?
Oh my God.
Bad?
That's a bad answer.
What's your factor?
No, you say it first.
No, you first.
I guarantee I have the worst one. What is yours?
You first.
6.26.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
4.3.
Bad.
Alright, he wins. Alright.
I feel bad saying that.
6.26? Are the wheels made of ice? Like, what?
Are the wheels made of ice?
Holy shit. Like bad.
What is your driver diameter? Jesus Christ.
Oh.
68 inches.
55.5 inches.
Wow, that thing
Ha.
does not deserve 68-inch drivers. Holy crap.
No, it does
No
not.
wonder it's so
But it
slippery.
had-
What do they build these things to do? Drive fast on their own?
Pretty much.
Okay. How about this? What is your Loca base ID?
3585.
2355.
Okay.
Wow.
What is? Let's do one.
These
well,
are
actually,
like
let's
when you
not do
buy a
one close.
Mini Cooper and expect to try and tow things with it. So it ends up on a Loco base.
I don't know. What is your firebox area?
Let's see here. Where's? There it is. Do you want the firebox area or grade area?
The firebox area.
Firebox area. 121.8.
Damn, that's 118.
While we're on the subject, what is your grade area?
19.
20.35.
Nice.
What's your diameter and stroke? I actually have high pressure cylinders. I'd like to point that out.
Everybody
Good
has
for
high
you.
pressure cylinders.
Oh,
That's just the
Doesn't-
default
oh.
cylinders.
yeah, fair point. Okay. Sorry.
I have-
19 by 26. Which
18
Jesus.
by 26.
Oh,
Why look at that?
Wow.
I only have
Which
low pressure
is the-
pressure cylinders. We exhaust it to the air first and then recapture it and put it into the pistons.
no, we use it for the air pump.
That's
first.
right, sorry. And the dynamo.
And the dynamo.
The dry pipe goes via the compressor and dynamo, then into the piston.
The engine starts looking like one of those ones with the stealth
All right.
chimney where it like looped back and then down.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, Great Western. What's your minimum weight of rail?
There it is. 69 pounds. Giggity.
Damn it, we fucking tied.
Giggity.
Nice.
Does that go back?
That's
to me, or
you.
does
That's you, Chris.
What? How many gallons of water do you have?
2,400.
2280.
Wait, seriously? You fit less
Yeah.
water than he does in those tiny tanks?
And I still have a worse factor of adhesion? What's your tender fuel capacity?
Where is it?
The what now?
What's your bunker fuel capacity?
There you go.
Tons. There's no value.
Oof.
There's no value.
It's just tons.
All right, whatever. Let's ignore that and move on. Also, you have your water tanks are bigger on the inside.
What?
Look at them.
I
They're
know.
tiny.
I don't know.
Effing British physics.
Frames.
British physics.
British physics.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm scared to look at the score because this is a terrible locomotive.
It's pretty
You should have
bad.
just let Dean do it.
What? Ooh, here's one. Here's one I know I can win. What valve gear do you have?
Where is that?
Up at the top.
According to this, I have nothing.
Okay, I can enter that.
It has Stephenson, from what I can
Yes,
tell.
I have Walshert.
So look on the outside.
You know-
It doesn't have
Hold
valve
on,
gear.
let's come back to that because I'm not sure if it is Stephenson or not. Let me.
What the hell? How are you not sure?
There is no value for it. It's not in the.
I mean,
it's not in
look
the
at
thing.
it. It's not very easy to tell. If I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Some-
I'm gonna.
There was a guide to Great Western valve gear not too long ago.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh,
I'm quick
guide.
going to Wikipedia.
So I'm
to
pretty
see
sure
if
this
it's-
is like.
Nope, it has Stevenson's. Yes, it does.
If I were to
Okay,
look
so,
at this thing, coming from an American point of view, both of these things, I would assume they propelled by magic.
Yeah, same.
Okay. We also
British physics.
the Wikipedia page has the fuel capacity, so we can do that if we'd like again.
Okay, yeah, let's do fuel capacity.
I have 3.75 long tons, 3.81 ton.
Okay, I have 4 long tons even.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll make the.
Wait, no,
version.
sorry. That's 4.4 long tons, 4 metric
Still
tons.
more.
Okay, you still have more.
Yes.
British physics.
British physics.
I wish there was a stat that didn't have to do with the wheelbase, but the length of the locomotive on top of the wheelbase, because good lord.
Do you not have like overall engine and tender length or something like that?
I guess, maybe. Although I have massive drive wheels.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't
looking
do
at the
that. Haven't you
ratio.
lost the last 2 length stats?
Yeah, well, no, I'm just looking at the ratio of his. It's like there's the trailing truck, and then the number 3, the number 2, the number 1, and the engine just keeps going.
Keeps going and going and going.
It's just got like the chin.
The Crimson Chin.
Is this?
Here comes
It's
Does it
Crimson.
have-
too that the rear of the smoke box is in line with the front of the forward driving set.
It is.
Is this? Let's see if the Wikipedia page has anything. Yeah, go to the Wikipedia page for you because this actually has quite a few more stats.
That's it.
Sticky keys.
Oof.
That's my fucking phone. God
Oh.
damn it.
Still, oof.
Sounds like sticky keys.
Sticky phone.
Does it have? No, it does not have dimensions.
Wait a minute,
Of,
did I get these two mixed up or something?
What?
No.
No.
Mine's the one with the massive wheels and the cute little pipes on the outside.
The brass dome. Brass dome's GWR.
Who are you designed by?
Does it matter?
I don't know. Usually we don't have it as a stat.
Let's see here.
I think I've got
It's
a pretty good designer is the reason I bring it up.
I have it's a collet design.
Nigel Gresley.
Bastard.
That's pretty much
I
a
thought
tie.
that was a Thompson design.
No. The end.
Thompson came after these.
Oh, okay. Because Thompson designs were very similar to them. The B1 is very, very, very similar to the ends.
The N1 was an IBA design, and I think that Gresley was with the N2.
I was going to say, we're not playing the N1, we're playing the N2.
Like that one.
Well, what else do you want to ask? Because you have the balls in your court.
The balls are
How many points do we have on the board? Not enough. Damn.
17.
Oh, here's a better picture. Oh wait, no, this is.
Alright. I'm afraid to
question.
ask. Actually, no, I'm not going to ask that because that's suicide.
Suicide.
Sort of in a corner here.
The Wikipedia page also has.
What is your superheating surface?
It's 82 square foot.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. 267.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. What, do they only put 2 of the damn things in there? Jesus.
I'm wondering, like, that's... yeah, do they have, like, 2 or 3 superheater units? Alright, then what's your combined heating surface?
1349 square foot.
Fuck, 1265.
You thought you had something there.
I thought I had something.
What
Shows me-
What is your evaporative heating surface by cylinder volume?
116.97.
165.46.
Wow.
I'd say not only do you have more evaporative heating surface, I've got a bigger divisor with bigger cylinders.
Did we do tractive effort? I think we did tractive effort.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. No.
Well,
Oh,
if we did,
that
then
was-
tractive effort.
I'm positive we did tractive effort.
Seriously? You sure?
Yes,
Check.
So-
positive.
I don't remember having done it.
21 something?
I have 25,803. I don't remember 21
No, I
something.
don't think we did that.
Yeah, so.
Positive we did tractive effort.
I don't think we did track.
I don't think we did.
Alright, well, since we can't, let's agree to disagree and say we did it.
We can do it if you want. I'm positive
No,
we did.
I don't want to cheat.
I don't think we did it, but okay. Just ignore it. Move on. Well, can you say it again at least so that I know what they are? Because I wanted to know what they were.
He won with, I guess, about 6,000 more than I do. I have 19,945.
I have 25,803.
Okay.
I guess it's time then for everyone's favorite person.
Power
computation.
I have his books on the table right there. 3D2. 3230.
4070.
Ouch.
What's it? Same as above plus superheater percentage. I'm actually very curious to hear that.
3908.
4314.
Closer.
Same as above. Firebox area for grade area.
24,273.
25,822.
Closer still.
Power L1.
9012.
6315.
I won? I won.
Holy shit.
Okay, we're going to style points. Screw it.
Damn it. I was trying to get it last as long
Wait,
as I
have we
could.
have we been doing the N1 or the N2?
And 2.
Two.
Furthest right.
Two. I typed it wrong. I'm stupid.
What the fuck?
I've been showing
retarded,
pictures
okay?
of the N1.
I've been trying to defend
Okay.
that.
I am sorry.
Dean!
We are confused.
No, we're not. You are.
Okay, I am confused. I am sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna
Wait a minute. At what point did it change from doing the N1 to doing the N2?
I have
What
always
is
been
it?
doing it too.
What the
I know you have. But at what point did that change?
Bible was using N2 stat, so screw it. We're doing
Okay.
the N2. I apologize. I won't come back on if I have to. Let's just get on with it.
We need a policy
Can I say the
video
thing
for this.
again? Can I say it again?
Yeah.
Can I say the thing that I said
What
earlier?
is it about looking at
Yeah.
faces that turn people into morons? I don't
Okay.
know.
I'll give myself a point. How's that sound?
Yes, please.
Very good question.
You're welcome.
Good job, Dean.
Regardless, we're in style points now.
All right, we're in the top points now. I was wondering. I really started to get confused when you said the thing about the engine extending like longer, and I was like, it doesn't do that at all. Like, and that's why I was like, am I looking at the wrong engine? Like, what?
Yes. Look at the 5600. It after the first driver, it just keeps going.
It's the battery.
No, wait. What? I thought we were. Oh. Wait. Now.
His engine just keeps going.
Okay. Wait, which picture is of the N2? Oh, it's the one that isn't of the N2. Okay.
This is why we don't do British shit.
I
don't know it.
have not been showing a picture of the N2 at all this entire time.
Right. The top one is an N2.
Yeah, now I can.
And the one
We'll see.
immediately under
Now I
is a
can
5600.
understand why you have more fuel and water. Because I was looking at the
okay.
last picture,
The last picture.
the one that Milky saw.
Oh, yeah, no.
I thought we were doing the N1.
We were supposed to be doing the N1.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we
No,
were.
No, we were supposed to be doing the N2, and then remember because we had this discussion. Somebody with the what's the N2? Oh, it's like the N1.
No.
No.
He posted no. He posted a picture of the N2 because he couldn't find a picture of the N1.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes. And that's why I said,
Okay.
what is... That's why I said, what is this?
Christ
And
almighty.
he said, it's the N2,
Okay.
it's like the
Okay.
N1.
We're doing the N2, and from now
Yeah.
on, Dean has nothing to do with locomotive versus because he sucks at it.
No, you cannot pin this on Dean. You cannot pin
Why
this on
did I
Dean.
not pin this on Dean? He posted a picture of a goddamn N2 after saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do the N2."
No, he didn't say we were going to do the N2 at any point.
He did say the N2. Otherwise, I'd be doing the damn N1.
No,
Oh
he
my
said,
God.
this is the N2, it's
Okay,
like
the
the
both of you
N1.
are acting like an old married couple. Please, for the love of God, let's just get on with the goddamn show.
Quality content.
No, this is not Dean's fault. He posted a picture of the wrong engine, but he said that.
Just ask the
Well, no,
goddamn
we're not barring Dean from Locomotive Versus for something that was not his fault.
Oh. Well, we're saying Stargate.
Dean, you're
Style
fine.
points.
Let's do style points between
Yeah.
the N2 and the
I'm
5600.
tempted to say that Dean, you can do it on your fucking own.
Wow.
Okay.
Calm down.
Anyway,
Hang on, I've broken my pen thing.
ooh, sorry.
Chris, would you like to lead off?
So calm down, yes. How many of you survive?
I think just the one.
The Wikipedia page would have it if you have.
I almost guarantee you're gonna win that stat.
I have 9.
Why do you have so many? Why are there so many engines? There's
There
so
were
many.
so many of them built.
There were 200 built, but I'm
How
not
do you
saying
fit that many engines on that tiny little island?
Yeah.
Good question.
Look, this isn't Ireland.
Only the one.
So, let's see here. Do you have a stat for when you were withdrawn last?
No.
There was just the Wikipedia page have one?
Actually, I could probably find that.
Yeah, find that out, because I was last withdrawn in 1965. Let's use my BR.
In two.
Yeah, you're right. One was for sure.
Man.
Full job program. The last 13 N2s were withdrawn in 1962.
Only one.
I lasted longer. Let's see here.
Ladies love
I really don't really know what to say for style points because they're both
I
it.
do.
They're both
goofy
green, and I don't
little
like
engines.
I do. Chris, your engine has like little sliders on the side of the cab, so that when it rained, like you would pull these sliders towards you, and it would, and it would stop at the sort of gate thing, and that would prevent water from leaking into the cab.
What a
'Cause the walls
revolutionary invention known as window shades.
Pretty
Or
much, yeah.
shutters.
I have another revolutionary invention. I call it a
That's-
gate
The gate.
door.
A door.
Cab
Oh yeah, that's
doors.
right. It only goes up halfway. You're still getting rained on in
Yes.
there.
Hold on.
However-
do I have one?
However, I
No.
have the bottom half of the door, and in any picture I can find of the 5600, it does not have the bottom half of the door. It only has the top half slider thing.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's right.
You have no door. He has no door. One
You
of
have
you's
no
got
door.
a shutter,
You have
and one of you has a
I
door.
have the bottom half of the door, and you have the top half of
It's
a
a
door.
match made in Britain.
Who built you? How many buildings do you have?
That's
Let's say
how many builders do I have? Or
Yes.
who built me?
How many builders do you have? Like separate works.
Number of
that built-
employees.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Jesus.
7, 8.
7 different builders?
Yes.
Holy shit! That was only built by Swindon and Armstrong.
Okay, so I was built by 7 different companies.
There you
My
go.
God.
You can have that.
Do you have a nickname? A nickname?
Not that I'm aware of.
I am
No.
the Taffy Tank.
Congrats.
The taffy.
Chris
I don't know
has.
anything about these engines. Are you in Thomas and Friends?
Oh no.
Not that I know of.
No. You're not.
Nah, I am.
I'm not sure if I'm in any films either.
Not that I'd expect this as a style point, but I think it's kind of cool nonetheless. Not only am I a Thomas and Friends character, but I'm a Thomas and Friends character voiced by Eddie Redmayne, the guy who played Stephen Hawking in this movie.
Wow.
I
Interesting.
mean, it's pretty cool.
Ah. I really am stuck for style. I mean, I have the safety bonnet.
Chris has 2 whistles.
Yes, you're right. I do have a brake whistle. Do-do, do-do.
God damn it.
What?
Stupid whistles. Stupid
Well, they
British,
aren't that bad.
British things.
Right hand running?
That's not a style point.
Yes,
well,
it
it's
is.
right-hand
because
drive.
The GWR ran right side.
Yeah,
instead of left side.
congratulations.
Well, but I'm built for right hand running. That's a style point.
No, it's not.
Right hand running on the left side of the track, so you're still on the wrong side of the cab.
But the
I'm
problem
on the
thing
left
is
side of the cab while you're left hand running, so I'm on the outside of the corridor and the right side of the cab.
But that's the thing is that the GWR ran right side. They didn't ride left side.
Okay.
So compared to everyone else in
How did that
Britain,
work in BR days? No, this
In-
okay.
in BR days,
Railroad
the
versus,
Western
here we
region
go
was
again.
right side.
Yeah.
BR, the Western region was right side. That's all. That's why the locomotives in BR days kind of stayed where they were, for the most part.
Okay.
I don't think that's a style point.
I think it is.
Well, you have to get both of the other co-hosts to agree with you.
I'm with style point.
Here's a style point. Mechanic one, big one. I've got
Okay.
an external condensing line so that part of the exhaust steam is recycled back into the water tanks.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm. It is cool. I have a bell pair
This also doubles as a built-in and
But is
incredibly
Bell
steam efficient
Firebox
system.
really a style point?
Hold on. Wait, what, Weibold?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
No.
He was
You.
complaining about the Belpaire firebox. We'll deal with that in a second. What are you saying?
The external condensing apparatus also doubled as a very steam efficient, because it didn't actually use any steam, feed water heat system.
Ah, very cool.
Good point.
Mhm.
Con-
Really
not-
good point.
Not only is it a condensing engine and more fuel efficient, but it also has feed water, so it generates steam more efficiently.
Okay.
Not sure to give you two. Not sure if
I-
I want to give you 2 points for that, but
I have the bell pair firebox,
that's not
which
a style
improves
point.
heating
That's
capabilities.
not a style.
Is that really a style
I
point?
don't think that's a style point.
I
We've
don't
never
think it
given
is
Pensy
either.
engines for that, and you're in Britain where it's even more common.
Alright, fine. What about standard Swindon boiler? Yeah. The Churchwood.
You said the magic word.
Say no to
No.
standards.
No, he said standard. so
Yeah,
no.
he said the magic word,
No.
and he's up against you've got a tough crowd for that, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, it was a standard design
No.
whaler.
No point.
He keeps saying it. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, here's the
I'm
thing.
slow.
The 5600 was basically a tank-engined 2251. It's a Call of Good 060. And it's more specialized for hauling coal traffic, which is something I know Chris would like.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay, my parents are fighting.
And the
excuse me.
inns were more commuter suburban services. So hence the crowd. Whatever. What else can I think of? I mean, the Great Northern had a very vibrant paint scheme. So that's something.
What is your axle load class on BR? I'm actually slightly curious to hear that.
How do you figure that one out?
It is
Does
on the
that count?
Wikipedia page.
Does that count as a style point or as a technical point? And B, does that count as double
It's a technical
jeopardy
point.
considering we already
That's a
did
technical
axle loading?
point.
I don't even.
No,
I don't
he's
even
not saying
care
do it
if
as a
it's point.
point.
I
He's just
wanna
saying
know.
it would be double jeopardy. Which, to be fair, we have allowed that sometimes. But I'm curious too because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't even care if I get a
No
point.
idea.
I just want to know.
No, I don't
Axle
think we're going to
load.
award a point for this, but I am curious.
Yeah,
Axle loading
I am
class.
red.
I'm not sure. You are red.
Duh.
I'm red.
No, Chris.
That-
No. That's a GWR thing.
I was
So
gonna say, I thought the BR one was like a number.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was meaning
That's
the
a power
axle load
rating,
class,
that's-
not the power class.
That's a
The
different
power class in GWR was D. On BR, it was a 5 MT.
BR, I'm a 3 MT.
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
So
So
you're
Chris
sitting at
gets
the 3 range.
I'm not going to give that a... I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But what is your axle load class, or do you not have that?
he doesn't have it
Don't have that.
Okay.
because that was
How many of you were built?
That's not a style point.
Oh, okay.
Except to pay respect.
There's a reason I did not ask that one because you're Great Western. You had a lot
Yeah.
more built, but we're not counting it because we're not in points anymore.
yeah.
You escaped.
So it's not that many.
Yeah, and for some reason, the Great Western had extra lamp irons. Like, you
Yeah,
can see
for
in...
classifications.
What?
What?
No. Like,
Classifications, they had
beyond-
extra lamp
beyond-
irons.
no. Like, no, like,
Beyond
they're like...
code
X,
irons.
no, like, extra lamp irons, like, on the frame that aren't the normal 4. So,
If you're the Great Western, it's too much. It means thinking too hard to store the lamps in the cab, so they have to put them on the running board.
yeah.
That's not a style point, then.
Basically. Oh, I actually do. Do any of yours have names?
Well, he had a nickname.
I don't know. Hold
How
on.
does
let
the
me check.
class nickname? My one survivor has a name, and it's perhaps the most British thing I've ever heard for a steamboat.
Oh,
Hold on,
no.
I'm checking. I don't think so.
What is it?
Chuffley.
Shuffling.
My God.
Oh my god.
That's like
Needs to get
singing
together
a
with
train
Chugga.
thing. Shuffling.
I
Chugga.
ship it.
No. No.
I'm
don't
sorry
believe
I'm sorry to
Jesus.
ruin your thing, Chris, but this is
I'll
too
ship
good.
that.
That's okay.
I
That's
can ship
okay.
that.
For
No,
Chuffley, you're
none
still
of
gonna
mine
win
had
anyway.
names.
This is
Chuffley
kind
and
of a
Chugga.
garbage end.
Carved on
Shuffly.
the side of a tree.
Shuff-
Uh,
Chugly.
Where? No, I can't do that because we don't have a way of ranking the heritage railroads in
I
Britain.
think we're all set then.
I think
I think
we're
we're
about
grasping at
done.
straws a little bit too much. Okay.
Fair. Oh,
Oh.
one more. I've got more steps on the side tank, so it's easier to get up and over it.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll give you that
That's
one
a
because
style
you're so
point.
far behind.
Fair.
More steps. The step point. The elusive step point.
At least
Yeah.
a step point.
All right, and someday we'll have to hold on. Let me do something real quick. Let me move these. Actually, no. Hold on. Nobody touch anything. Nobody touch anything. Although you guys can go ahead and go into the news if you guys want to. Oh wait, no, we do have to do votes. Winner, GWR, 5600
Oh,
class.
you didn't add the point for the last point there.
Oh yeah, I'll do that in a second.
For the steps.
Points, which is 20 to 14. And how about votes? I'm going to vote for the 1500 class because I think it looks better.
5,600.
What did I say?
You said 15.
1,500.
God damn it. I didn't mean to.
1,500. Sounds stupid.
And 5,600 doesn't?
Well, I mean, it sounds better than
5,600
5000.
sounds better. 5,000. It just sounds...
Yeah. 5000.
50
5000 plus 600 class.
There you go.
I don't know. I kind of make the 56XX. So I vote for it.
Okay, I'm gonna be the.
Well, I was going to show up at your house, Milky.
I know. I got a whatchamacallit,
Ellis, do you want
food for still age.
I will actually vote for...
You don't get a
to
vote.
You don't
No,
get to.
You don't get it, but
No,
No,
Chris, no.
you don't get a
It's
vote.
ballot.
Look, it doesn't matter either way.
No, it's gonna matter.
Discuss it after
like-
Dean gives his vote.
Fine.
Into.
Honestly, I like the N2 better. I mean, no, it is not a superior machine, but it sure as hell looks cooler.
I don't
Yeah.
know about
It's
that.
more elegant.
I don't know about
is,
that.
and I will say
Shoot,
it
you know
honestly.
what? I forgot.
I don't think I agree with that. But you know,
I think the 5,600 looks ugly as sin.
really, you
I
think
didn't
the N2
goofy.
looks better?
I think the 5,600 is like, wow, you're ugly.
I actually quite like the look of the 5600, but that's just me.
It's got way too much overhang at the front. The engine
does.
doesn't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, true. Maybe
Skip
the
over.
picture I was looking at is too forgiving, but
Look at it from the side on. The wheelbase stops and the engine just keeps going.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, Wybold, I finally beat you, but not on this continent.
Yep. Congrats.
Well, god damn it. Can't even beat you in the Americas. I gotta go
Better
over
take him to
see-
Britain.
Yeah.
You what? Alright, anyway. We got lots of news this week. Oh, so I put these guys back.
Somebody want my news?
I put these guys back in the in here.
Why?
And, well, maybe this time we'll do the N1.
No, we're not. I can
Does
guarantee you we're not.
Does somebody want my news?
No, why?
I would like to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Wybold, how late are you gonna be around tonight?
I was kind of hoping on going to bed.
How late are you gonna be around tomorrow night?
Okay. We can do this at any point.
Alright. I just like to get it done early this week. Alright. I'll take your news.
Okay.
You get a termination?
Nope.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, well,
Alright.
speaking of terminating, Brightline has terminated a total of 10 people, I think. Hold on, let me look at this. It's either 10 accidents or 10...
That's
Murders?
No, yeah, it's 10. 10 have been struck and killed by Brightline since service started, since test runs in July 2017. Which, the thing that strikes me is half of the deaths, at least, have been ruled suicides. Which, most of them, like, almost all the ones that we've heard about have been people stepping under the bars. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that, stepping under the gates or around the gates or whatever, I guess that doesn't really translate. You have to get in their head. But, I don't know. I figured it was a lot more dumb people than suicidal people.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they do live in Florida. I know it's kind of morbid, but, you know.
Well, that just means they're old.
Yeah.
They're either very young or very old. They're there for Disney, or they're there for the rest of their life.
They're there
Yeah.
for Disney, or they're there to die.
And if you're going on Brightline, you might be able to get to Disney sometime soon. So, another article is that Brightline is looking to make a stop at Disney World when they expand towards Tampa.
Disney
World.
Yay,
Whoa.
Disney Brightline!
Disney World. Disneyline.
So, Disney has not said if it approves a station on the property yet. Hey, you know how legally nobody dies at Disney World? They have to be carted off the premises before they're declared legally dead? That might
No.
change!
Yeah.
Thanks,
Why, 'cause
Brightline!
Thanks, Brightline.
Yeah.
What is this? The new Thanks Obama?
Yes, thanks, Brightline, for murdering that random hobo that stepped out onto the track. There's also an article here about Brightline just in general. What did I write it down as? I just wrote Brightline changes. Yeah, so Brightline, as we talked about, is merging with Via. Or no, not Via. Virgin, sorry.
Virgin.
Not Via. I have a different Via article and my brain went to that. So it will be Virgin Trains USA. That's why no one's riding it. There's some shade thrown at Spirit Airlines in here, but this is I don't know. It's just general talk about it, and the Coral Sky Amphitheater comparing it to that. So I don't know what that is, but it's something.
But I bet that partnership with Virgin is going to help, especially with their California to Las Vegas service that is going to start in 2019.
In 2019 already? Wait.
Oh,
what?
actually, no. They apparently want to have it done by 2019.
Really?
That's very
They
ambitious.
don't need, do they not need to build anything first?
I have no idea, but apparently that's their goal. So they have high goals.
Okay,
To say the
sure.
very least.
Wait, no, it's...
If it happens, then wow.
Oh, no. This is, this is something else. This is
Oh,
not...
Jack's train.
This is not Brightline. This
Oh,
is...
Amtrak.
This is... Well, no, it's not even them. It's just somebody else. It's a,
What the fuck?
It's just... It's Las Vegas Express Incorporated, which wants to run between San Bernardino and Vegas by mid-2019. So they're going to be using existing tracks and refurbished equipment, and yeah, so that's interesting. This is... I thought this was another Brightline thing, but it's not. It's possible competitors to Brightline before Brightline even gets on the scene.
Huh.
Also, sort of tally of how many times we say Brightline in this episode.
Yeah.
Continuing the
Take your
Brightline,
shot.
continuing the Brightline
Yeah.
stuff. There's another incident. Here we go. I think this was right before the 10 kills mark, but somebody was hit once again. This was November 19th. Didn't say anyone was killed, so maybe somebody was clipped by the train. I don't know. And is this the same thing? This was... train collision leaves one dead in Hollywood. That's Hollywood, Florida. I'm not sure if this is the same one. No, this is, Lake Worth, Lantana City Line. So that's not in Hollywood, and then there's another one. So we had two hits very close to one another. One on November 23rd and one before that on November 19th. It's amazing. We talk about this campaign that the FRA is trying to kick up to what's the word? To sort of promote crossing safety and stuff like that. And it's like, it cannot start too soon. It can't. You can't put this stuff out too soon.
Speaking... Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Keep
sorry,
going.
go ahead. I was going to think about segueing that into something else, but if you've got something... Go ahead.
I think his internet died.
He's dead. Alright, never mind. We'll deal with that later. Brightline. There, just add 3 more to the tally. So, they apparently had to make a truce with, what is this, Martin County in Florida, and Indian River County still opposes them. So they want to, they want to run between West Palm Beach and Orlando, as has been previously stated, but they can't go just yet. Of course, they have a lot of building to do, and before they do that building, they have to get everyone along the way happy with them. Brightline has been able to make an agreement with one of the two counties that stand in their way, and I don't know. I don't know. It's amazing to watch this unfold because it feels like it's happening way too fast. Everything's just sort of unfolding.
Especially for private passenger rail in the U.S.
Yeah, it's just it's exploded basically, and I hope it doesn't peter out now that Virgin has taken over. But yeah, what was this? This is the same thing, Martin County, and it was a $20 million settlement with Brightline, and so there was this settlement that included both Indian River County and Martin County, but Indian River County said no thank you, I don't like this decision, so they took them out of the settlement for now, and they made a deal with just Martin County. So that's this whole thing, this truce, this settlement, this figuring out. People are probably worried about getting plowed by a random train that just comes out of nowhere, because they do that apparently in Florida, even when you're doing something such as minding your own business standing on the railroad tracks. Because this is something a little bit different, except it's really not, because it's another train that's hit a person. Except this time, I really don't think it's suicide. It sounds to me like somebody who's really, really dumb. So, Moore Park. I'm not sure where that is. Moore Park somewhere. It's a town or a city. Oh, it's in California. Okay. I can only tell because it mentions Los Angeles. This is what gets me on some of these articles. They don't say the state. So I'm left guessing, especially if it's a town that's in multiple states. It's like, I think this is in Missouri. No, it was in Florida. Huh, interesting. So a 38-year-old man was killed at 4:40 p.m. on one day on a Saturday by a Pacific Surfliner. I don't know what that man was doing. And then his buddy comes along and places flowers down on the track there where the man got hit. And guess what? He got hit too. So
No.
So if anybody could ever figure out to stop walking on the train track, or at least to not be sitting there placing down flowers and doing whatever while the train's coming at you. It's not as if they're difficult to predict as to where they're going to be.
10 people a day get hit by trains. That's stupid. You gotta go to them. They don't come to you.
They don't come to you.
I forget the quote.
But sometimes they do leave the tracks. And this has been sort of a rough couple of weeks all around. Between Amtrak and various commuter rails and Via Rail even, we have a Via Rail train that has engaged in some serious multi-track drifting. This was a Via Rail train, Montreal bound, with 100 passengers on it, train 15, and it just seriously split a switch. I mean, by the looks of it, actually split like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches at once. So, I mean, I'm impressed, but not the kind of thing to do on work time.
Yeah.
Go multi-track drift on your own time.
Speaking of trains doing stuff that they're not supposed to, Amtrak had a little oops.
Just a little.
Yep.
Just a little oops, and left two cars outside of Albany on, I guess that was the Montreal?
Empire Service.
Montpelier, or whatever that is. And just kept going.
Just kept going.
And the media has taken this and absolutely run with it, claiming people as heroes when they're pulling the emergency brake, irregardless of the fact of the engine that it's already an emergency.
Well, I do have the other article, which
know,
is
like,
talking
but
about the guy who pulled the
basically,
emergency brake.
from what I understand, what happened, it really hasn't. Like, nobody was hurt. Over 287 people were stranded. They had to get another engine out to take them down to the nearest city. What I don't understand is how the rest of the train kept going. Because for those of you that do not know how air brakes work, even though they do work on black magic, you need air to take the brakes off. That way, when a car is separated, it will not roll away. The brakes will come on. Only when there's a malfunction with the brakes will it keep rolling.
I mean,
so
it sounds to me.
When you leave the angle cock, which is basically the valve that shuts off air to a car or wherever, when you leave that open, all the air exhausts out because of the fluctuations of pressure and all that. So the rest, and that applies for the rest of the train, whether or not there's the air compressor attached to it at all with the locomotive. So who closed the angle cock?
Yeah, it sounds to me as if angle cocks were closed because not only did the train keep going without, seemingly without noticing that anything was wrong. There's a story that I'm reading here on the same incident that alleges that the cars that were left behind were not slowing down. In fact, they were picking up speed before the emergency brake was pulled.
Yeah,
that sounds like sabotage.
I don't think so, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure how you got sabotage.
Something was weird. Something fishy is there. And speaking of something that's also a little fishy, Norfolk Southern, this was covered on the podcast last time, but we have more.
Oh, more runaways! We've got more. Okay. We got runaways for days.
Yay.
The runaway tank car that ran from Emmaus to Bethlehem. It was a tank car filled with wax. You showed it on the podcast last time.
Chris has got the inside scoop.
Just cruising through, and it was stopped by somebody hopping on the train. Now, this is very interesting. All the switches on most of NS's lines, main lines, which the Reading line is they're dispatcher controlled. You can't just go up. I mean, you can go up and throw it, but you need a key and all that. But it's all radio and electronically controlled. Well, this car was perched. Emmaus is the top of the hill for the line, so it's the steepest part of the grade. This car somehow came unhitched from the rest of the cars that were left for East Penn Rail at the interchange, rolled down to the switch, and instead of just derailing at the switch, it must have been going fast enough or whatever that it pushed the switch over and effectively made it a spring switch. And it just kept going. It just kept going.
And going.
That's about it. It wasn't anyone's fault. It wasn't foul play. It was just... Nope, it just kept going.
So wait, how did they stop the car, and how far did it go?
It went from Emmaus to Bethlehem. So hold on, let me go...
So it made a pilgrimage.
They stopped it by literally just hopping on it after it slowed down to the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
And just applying the handbrake. But as the crow flies via road...
That's not as the crow flies. That's as the crow drives.
Yeah.
No, not my location to Bethlehem. Let's... Steel stacks.
Well,
it's about 15 miles, or about 15 miles or so, give or take.
Now we've got
Emmaus is the top of the hill and rode all the way down, rode through the yard, around the yard, and then was directed into sidings via the switches and was stopped near Bethlehem Steel.
Delivery.
Special delivery. Wow.
Yeah, so there was something wrong with the yoke, I believe, but that's the official NS cause. I don't believe it actually has been publicly announced, but that is what the cause is. So yeah, it took a little trip. Speaking of things that are also taking a little trip, the flipboard at 30th Street Station is going to be replaced in January. It will be done. It's done and it's finally going away. However, It's not the last stop. It is being preserved. After it is torn down in January, it'll be donated to the Rare Museum of PA in Strasbourg, a few miles up the road. So it will still live on in spirit. Well, not in spirit, in physical form, as actually doing things.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's cool.
Speaking of Strasbourg, I'm going to keep this ball rolling as long as I damn well can.
I mean, you've got plenty of news, so, I blew through all mine, but then again, all of mine was Brightline.
Yeah. There's another one for the counter. Lynn Modinger, the longtime chief of Strasbourg Railroad, is finally stepping down.
Brightline.
He's picked his replacement. He is due to step down, I believe, in a few days, even. December 22nd, so a few weeks. The end of the month, he will be stepping down. He's 67 years old. Who is taking his place? I forget who's taking his place.
Debbie Conway.
Does it say?
No, I'm trying to think who is taking his place. I can't remember who's taking his place.
Brett
I think it was in yeah.
Either way, he has christened his legacy with having a passenger car named after him that he himself actually didn't even know about. They have finally completed the Baltimore, Ohio parlor car coach, the 3-axle Pullman, which is beautiful. I can't wait to go see it. I want to go see it soon. They used to be from WKNS, Wanamaker, Kempton, and Southern, for those who do not know. It is feistily beautiful, and about a week before it was complete, he was finally told, "Hey, we're naming the car after you."
Congrats.
So it is,
good job.
The Marion observation car, the Marion car, and the William W. Modinger are both named after his parents, who both actually were stockholders back in the day. All the names, for those of you who did not know, because I did not, all the named cars in the Strasbourg Railroad are named after the original stockholders.
Wasn't it like everyone that helped with the restoration of the railroad even a little bit way back in the day became a stockholder?
Pretty much. It was pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So he is taking, who is it? Leffer. Somebody's taking his place, and it's good. He's an old head, and I can't wait to see what he does. When is this? This seems like a more recent article as well. Oh, yes, we have another article from Strasbourg that I didn't even see. Thank you, related articles. Where is it? I will post it here next to mine. I know it's terrible.
Oh, God.
The Strasbourg has put its heritage on display in the annual Holiday House Tour, which is of Lynn Modinger's house.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, I clicked in the thing. Get off of there.
Mr.
Thank
Modinger.
you. Which is, it appears just to be talking about Lynn's mansion with all of his stuff.
What a foamer.
No, it's actually, it's an event you can go to. Oh.
Yeah, the event is
Strasbourg
Strasbourg is
talking
closed.
about his love for the narrow gauge.
We know plenty about that.
Yes, we do. So yeah, you can go tour Lynn's house if you'd like, which is an 1879 farmhouse. It's the Strasbourg Heritage Society's holiday home tour. You can view Lynn's layout. When is this? It is 9th annual holiday home tour, 10 to 4 p.m. Saturday. This has already passed. It was this Saturday.
It was this Saturday,
Nailed it.
so it's not really news
Okay.
anymore.
Well, you can go next year if you'd like.
Sure.
So that's something. It's a neat little photo gallery at the very least.
Speaking
What
of
else
narrow
do we
gauge
have?
things,
See if can I keep this ball rolling?
I think Milky's
speaking of
about to
narrow
steal
gauge
it.
things,
No, I don't.
T&M Cape Gauge engine was recently unearthed in a river. Like, they have to be found where one was thrown aside, and they uncovered it, and it can be cosmetically restored.
Man, New Zealand really has a thing for digging engines out of, like,
Nowhere.
the ground and restoring them.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Now, if only they could go to the Skagway River and do the same thing with the 10-wheelers.
Well, I'm sure they could do that, except they'd end up on the wrong side of the planet.
It would be New Zealand
I can-
anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
I can see this being like a horseman story. Just
Yeah.
mind you, they find a locomotive buried under a beach. Somehow.
So, speaking of locomotives and being
Buried?
restored in a way,
Okay.
CP 5361, I think it is,
Yeah.
is in possibility to be scrapped. The deadline has been increased to December
To the
15th. He wants 100,000 farm.
And there's apparently a few groups that are always.
Yeah, the
Right.
problem is with the locomotive that it is in a very, very odd spot. There's a lake right next to it, followed by a main line behind it. It is a landlocked locomotive, and it's very hard to get things into it. Sadly, I will probably say this will most likely be scrapped.
No. Update. Good news, folks. Turns out rumors of 5361's impending death have been exaggerated. Several
Yes,
offers
I-
are.
I see that, yeah. But
So-
it is not out of the woods yet. There are groups that are interested. But,
It's not out of the woods yet, but things are looking up for it. I wouldn't,
it's
you
Yeah,
know,
looking
so
up,
it is
but
being.
I wouldn't say
scrapped.
one thing or the other right now.
I do not feel that this engine will operate again. The boiler is not in very good condition, nor is the frames, the wheels, or anything. It is not a very good candidate. But I personally think that it most likely will be scrapped. But I don't know. Prove me wrong.
Every
Prove
steam
it.
is sacred.
It won't be. It won't be.
Speaking of New York things, though, the Mechanicsville, New York train station from the former New York, Ontario, and Western Railroad was destroyed, like completely burned to the ground. It's been vacant since 2001 and just burned.
It's gone.
It was a neat old building. That's about it.
Speaking of things that have been destroyed, the Astro Railroad had an earthquake.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
And
it was
yeah, they did.
pretty freaking bad.
no
Was it
no
bad?
track damage has yet to be reported as of this article, but I have seen pictures.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of one floating around. Oh, you know what? We had a second article, and I thought it was a copy of this article, and I got rid of it.
Oof.
But there was some pretty significant track damage, if I recall. Which is a little bit like yowza.
But for trains that are not running, Amtrak heading to Boston was stuck in New York City for hours, apparently. What to know? An Amtrak train left Penn Station at 9:40 a.m. on Sunday morning, was stuck in Queens for more than 5 hours.
Which is completely absurd, considering that it's not like you're in the middle of nowhere. You're in Queens.
Yeah, you're in a city. You have civilization.
You're surrounded by other trains.
As of 3:30 p.m., the train was still stalled, passengers said. Passengers said toilets on the train were, quote, filled to the brim, and they could smell smoke. No functional restrooms. I mean, it must be hell to be stuck on a train that isn't moving, with toilets just overflowing.
When you're surrounded by civilization. This
Yeah,
is the
I
thing
mean-
that amazes me. How does it get stuck for that long? It's not as if they couldn't get to it. What has to happen to cause this?
Amtrak said debris on overhead wires caused the delays.
Okay,
But
but
it wasn't. But it wasn't clear why the train was stuck for so long.
yeah, I'm kidding.
How does debris on the line keep a train from going anywhere? Like, sort of, shut the line down.
Well, no. Like debris on it's an electric train. Debris on the third rail or third rail,
yeah.
on the
Yeah, like shut down the third rail, clear it off, and just power up, go. It's not hard.
Well,
But
that part
5
may be a
hours.
little bit more complicated than you might think, especially if the debris caused a short or something like that.
Good point.
But the thing you could do, the thing that probably should have been done, is to get a dual mode engine or a diesel engine out there to drag it out. Because if it's in Queens, it's not like it's in a tunnel.
Yeah, speaking of tunnel, Amtrak, he's so silly. Another nightmare commute when Amtrak train breaks down in the Hudson River Tunnel. Oh boy,
That's a little bit more of a sticky situation, I'm going to be honest. That's a little bit worse than Queens.
Yeah, because a tunnel is more isolated than you would like to think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's exactly as isolated as people think.
I mean, you aren't in the middle of the desert. No, you're in a tunnel. It's dark. It's
Spooky.
a bit scary, and something could come up. Something, for whatever reason, could come up behind you, and you wouldn't really know.
Something horrifying, something deadly, something like Brightline.
Something like Brightline, yes.
Shia LaBeouf.
Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. About 260 passengers on Amtrak's Acela train number 2170 were set to board a New Jersey Transit train to reach Penn Station, according to Amtrak.
Wait, how do they? Wait! What? How do they go from being stuck in the tunnel to getting to the New Jersey Transit train?
No. It was no. They were set to. It doesn't mean they did, because they got stuck.
Okay.
Delays reaching 45 minutes were reported on NJ Transit service in and out of Penn Station, according to the transit agency. This is going in.
I thought the.
What?
Okay, I don't know. I'm just confused as to how the logistics of this whole thing.
I mean,
can I get a map? Can I get an infographic?
I mean, it's not seeing what caused the delay, really.
Seeing is believing.
I mean, like it's not saying what caused it.
No, I know, I'm getting that, but it's like, okay, an Acela broke down, got stuck in the tunnel, and then other passengers were put on a New Jersey Transit train.
No. Like, the passengers were probably supposed to make a connection with the
No, that's not a thing. There were 260 passengers on the train, on the Acela, were set to board a New Jersey Transit train to reach Penn Station. So, how does that have to do with an Amtrak train disabled in a Hudson River tunnel near New York Penn Station caused major delays? Are they the same train? Was it that Acela that was delayed, or what? There's not. There are all of 10. No, not even. There are 6 whole sentences in this article, and that's it. There's nothing
it's
here.
Not clear. I mean, it's not clear that. I mean, there is little to no detail. Whoever wrote this needs to be talked to.
Well, I mean, I get the feeling you could talk to them and they wouldn't say much. Maybe only a couple of sentences.
Yeah, a couple of sentences.
Or maybe...
Speaking...
What?
Well, speaking of talking, ODOT is kicking off hearings for Cascades, for the rail plan for it, between Portland and Eugene.
Is this the high-speed thing, or is this something else?
It's a rail plan for Cascade.
Oh,
yeah.
For Cascades. Cool, Cascades things.
Yep. So, they're outlining 2 alternatives, which unfortunately my personal favorite one isn't on here, but...
Press up to pay respects.
Where?
Does it have something to do with old interurban's?
Yes.
You want to go into detail?
Okay, so anyways, this one, the 2 deals are basically upgrade the existing route, which is the UP Main Line. Another one would be a new route between Springfield and Oregon City on I-5. Which I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that.
Very carefully.
But anyways, they're actually holding a few meetings in a couple of days, and I'll probably attend the one here in my town. So yeah,
well, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't get any cool meetings to attend to. The only thing I can do is go and yell at the MBTA to build things faster. Which, if I'm going to be honest, maybe they should slow down a bit. Because they've been having some issues.
Well,
ladies, if he is on fire, on the regular, he's not your man, he's the MBTA. If a wheel comes off on the road, he's not your man, he's the MBTA. Train 404, wheel not found,
You know what's
had 800 passengers on board when literally a wheel fell off of the train.
Oh no.
Did it fall off of the axle? Did the axle break and fly out?
It looks. I saw a picture which showed like the axle without a wheel, so it looks like one of the wheels just sort of fell off one side of the axle, and then they potentially ran over the axle that sort of fell off. I'm not totally sure. There wasn't. I don't think they ran over it, so it must have been still hanging on. But it's amazing to me that this didn't end in train cars skewed all over the Fitchburg line. But, you know, they've done an inspection of the track, they've done an inspection of every single one of those kinds of cars, which they wanted to do, they said they would do before the PM rush hour of that day, which I guess they did, because, I guess. I haven't heard more about it, so maybe they managed to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how this happens. It's amazing that it didn't lead to any derailments. I don't think there were even any injuries. It was just a little bumpy, and then, again, we got somebody that pulled the emergency brake. So... Thankfully, yeah, it's just, you know, it's sort of like, maybe something's wrong. Maybe we should stop the train.
Yeah.
'Cause no one noticed it but the passengers. I mean, like, no crew seemed to have noticed that a wheel fell off.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Look out the window? You're not going to see it.
No,
It's
apparently...
like, what was that wheel behind us that we just passed? You think it was from us? No, it couldn't have been. Clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah.
No, it says here that passenger... I'm not going to say his name for any reasons.
It's in the article, Dean.
Fine, Jim Jarvie said that a woman told him that she saw the wheel roll away from the train. Then she saw sparks and fire from underneath the car.
It's like when you're driving down the road and you see your trailer catch up to you. It's like, interesting.
No. It's that a one video where this guy is just driving and he sees a wheel come rolling out of nowhere. He just rolls into someone's lawn and hits someone's parked car.
Reddit.com.
It's basically that.
Reddit.com/r/tires are the enemy.
Is that an actual subreddit?
Yes, it is. I'm sub to it.
Of course it is.
All right.
Brightline is the enemy.
So,
Speaking of interesting things, the St. Louis Zoop trolley is up and running with the two replica Council Quest cars.
They look really nice.
Yeah, they do. And just good. And that's been like, 5 years in the making now that they've been trying to do that?
Yeah, more trolleys. Give more trolleys. More trolleys everywhere.
Speak of more trolleys, the Oregon National Railway Museum has moved our trailer for our speeder and one of the Brussels cars to our car barn. We're going to do roof and door repairs to the speeder trailer to make that fully functional again.
Fully operational.
And we hope to have the Bunsen car operating by Christmas. The one that's being towed behind the other one.
The one that's being towed behind the other one.
Yes.
Yes. Nailed it. Anything else being towed?
Nope. We do have a
I do have things that are
fundraiser.
being towed.
What is being
and I'm
towed?
pretty much-
George H.W. Bush.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go to that right away, but all right, fine.
Oh man, I
you-
just had a bad too soon joke.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
There's a
I gotta
really
hear
bad
this.
joke about being dead in tow here somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Well,
but-
you already said it, so
Yeah, well, there it is. I had to get it out because it
George
would never been
H.W.
appreciated
Bush.
elsewhere. It's okay because this podcast will last longer. It will go on in the future to the point where the joke becomes funny.
Yeah.
So
Well,
watch this
either way-
podcast again in a year and laugh.
Either way, George H.W. Bush passed away this weekend.
Let's continue.
Union Pacific Railroad has offered the assistance of UP 4141, his locomotive,
Mhm.
and I believe 1943 as well, to help carry his body back home from Washington, D.C. Speaking of other things being towed, which is what I was going to do in the first place, Bennett Levin had offered his assistance to help make the Toys for Tots train in Southern New York a reality. He offered his passenger cars and his locomotives, and they were shafted by NS's stupid black SD60s.
Oof.
At least they got to
Yeah.
run.
They got to sit there and make little noise. They didn't get to do anything, which this fucking pisses me off. You could have put an SD40 behind it or whatever and have just as enough publicity. But whatever. Either way, they did run. They have run back down to Philadelphia, and they are now put away. This was the last outing for them, as it stands right now. They will not
What?
go out again.
What a wonky consist in that picture.
It
what
it
a
was. It
weird assemblage of freight cars and engines and
I'd like
not
to
freight
point
cars,
this out.
passenger
It goes the SD60s, the E8s, New York Central baggage car, Babbling Brook, two Amtrak
not a
things,
baggage car.
another passenger car, a Morristown and Erie passenger car, and then the Henry K. Long passenger car.
What the hell?
Like, it's just a fucking Jimmy rigged thing. But you know what? It was glad that they put it on. They kind of shoved Anderson to give him the middle finger.
Yeah,
I said,
Anderson,
speaking,
hereby known as, because this is I think related to the same thing,
you gave
Amtrak's
me off-
Grinch, which is this railway age article that I took, which is about the same thing, and talks about Bennett Levin and his E8s, etc., etc. Basically, if you want to hear more about the event, or read more about the event, you can check out this article here. And leaving Binghamton on December 1st, making stops at Bainbridge, Oneonta, Cobbleskill, and Delancey, which some of those sound like towns that you'd see on the automatic generator for locomotion or something.
Yep.
But this is
so,
yeah.
but
Oh,
Same
no.
thing, Jane Allen
Also,
Lemming.
speaking, hold on, I want to do a lightning round here because I actually want to get to sleep. I'm starting to
this
feel a
is a
little
big
tired. So
thing. It's Ross Rowland. He was Santa.
yes, Ross Rowland was Santa, and I don't know how the hell Bennett coerced him into that. He probably paid him a lot of money to do that. Jesus Christ.
All right, let's get
alright.
your stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Speaking of things going away, SEPTA has finally bid farewell to the AEM 7s. They did a special thing on the Paoli Thorndale line from Paoli to Suburban Station in Philadelphia, seeing the shops and coming back with two AEM 7s. This was truly the last AEM 7 excursion that will be publicized. NJT will be using a few of them, but we do not know for how long. They did tape a little thing of 1984 to 2017 or 2018 to the front of the locomotive, and it somehow stayed on for the whole run. I honestly don't know how.
They used flex tape.
Must have used flex tape. Speaking of flex tape, which is not, I mean, it's news, but it's not really news. John
Wait,
Brown has put a new flex tape video out. Go watch it.
I got like 5 minutes in and I was bored, so I didn't watch it.
It's great.
It's not.
Speaking
We
of
get
things
together.
that are great, and this is the only time you will ever hear me say this.
I'm scared.
So turn up make sure you're recording this. Oh wait, you are recording this.
You're recording.
Am I?
KNL Trains has released the New York Central 20th Century Limited.
That is probably the only time that
Whoa.
he will ever say that.
Yes.
No. We can assimilate him into the
Yes,
oval.
we can.
You're not sibling
Lucky.
in the oval.
We
I'm
must
not-
Why
assimilate
can't
him
we
into the
Yeah,
be
we know
friends?
the
Why
standard.
can't we be friends? Why?
Speaking of things, all right. I don't really have it. Speaking of things that aren't even soup, because I don't really have any segues here.
Oh my god.
Project 113, we have made new merchandise. We have pins, which I have to say are really good quality pins. I bought myself some. We have one of our chocolate bar plate, one of our round number plate, and one of a custom diamond number plate, or diamond plate with the Jersey Central Herald. They are really good quality pins. They are $5. Fucking spend the goddamn
And he's definitely not being paid to say this.
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm not. They're genuinely good. And the patches are okay. They're
I have to
not
say that
great
because you
quality,
sounded like somebody on an infomercial. Like, look at these. These are
Yeah.
really good quality pins. You could put these on all your garments. They're beautiful. They're unique. You'll never find anything like this.
Yeah. So, all right. I don't have anything else. Phyla Beck is back at it again, complaining that her husband is fucking up from the goddamn steam engines. I don't even know. I
Pretty sure
don't
it was
even want to talk about it. It's a
Well, then you
load of
didn't have to
fucking-
talk about it. I was
really
planning on
didn't
ignoring
have
the
to.
article.
Well, no, like kidding. It's just a load of fucking bullshit. And if anyone knows a hitman, please contact me. Speaking of good things on the Allentown and Auburn,
You
Lehigh
forgot your
and New England
werewolves,
Railroad.
Chris.
Lehigh and New England Railroad number 611 has acquired a prime mover generator turbo
Yay!
and new
Good.
trucks
Yay.
from a nondescript location in Ohio. The fundraiser that is there is pretty pathetic, but it was a lot of private donations that actually
helped.
got it. So
I know
it
that
was-
feeling.
it has been there. The prime mover and everything is in Kutztown, or not Kutztown, it's in Topton, and it will be eventually put in. It is currently on the flock car with steam locomotive parts. So that is cool. That's good for them. I'm glad to see it. You know, they got a steal on it. You know.
Yep.
You know, but it came from a nondescript location in Ohio, which I'm not allowed to mention. Reading and Northern has a new transload place up near Pittston somewhere.
You sound like you
Something
stole
back.
it.
No.
No.
Either way, Reading and Northern has a new transload on the Susquehanna branch, which is good.
Yay!
Pikes Peak is returning in 2021, which is
This
which
is
is
something I
good.
actually kind of want to discuss because this is
well. Then
this-
guess what? I didn't talk about it. You can talk about it then.
well. I'm just saying this. It's a lot of like stuff that's going on here, including the town being very upset at the COG for shutting down in the first place.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Well,
There's
you
a
can
lot.
talk about it then.
Well,
The
I'll save it for
FRA
another time.
has
Let me put it back
the
down here.
FRA has hold on, what the hell is it? The FRA has issued a final rule to actually make high-speed operations actually high-speed and 220-mile-an-hour tracks. They have basically made a new classification of high-speed trains, which encompasses above 125 to 220.
Even higher
it'll-
speed.
Yeah, it will be it's really very, very vague on where it's supposed to be, but it's basically for places out in the middle of nowhere. You know, that look, there's nothing around you for hundreds of miles, you can just go. Which is pretty much what it extends to. It's really neat. It explains the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 trains in the article there. Speaking of the FRA,
Tier 1 jets.
they have finally legalized European-style trains, which are a lot lighter
Hey.
than ours.
which is a
pretty good.
little bit more. I take issue with the way this article is worded because it makes it seem like,
Yeah.
wow, you know, we can just like import stuff. That's not how it is. They have made the they've made the restrictions. They've made the guidelines a little bit less restrictive. They've made it so that instead of, this is the biggest thing, instead of the entire car body having to withstand an 800,000 pound impact, only the passenger cabin has to withstand an 800,000 pound impact, which is
Yeah.
which makes things good because now you can build things like crumple zones into the cars. Before you just couldn't. They were not within spec. You had to have the whole car be able to not crumple under
Die.
that. Which opens the door for a lot
So
of things. Again, faster trains,
Yeah.
lighter trains. This is the sort of thing that I know some people in my company that are probably going nuts over this.
Okay. Speaking of the FRA, and this actually kind of involves me because I might use this.
You're gonna die, Chris.
Oh Lord! The the FRA threatened the shutdown of the Denver International Airport A line commuter train, which as worrying because I might end up taking that.
Well, because there have been sightings of a giant blue horse that's going around and killing people.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. I kind of wish Wild was here to actually talk about it, but so it appears he is actually still in the call.
Before we started the show, we were talking about this, and it has to do with the fact that the crossing gates aren't working right, but allegedly nobody knows why. So there isn't a lot more like details that can be covered or discussed or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would like to know what's going on too, because I thought this was going to be like juicy gossip, like, oh, and they're doing this and they're doing this.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just broken crossing gates and nobody knows why. So I would assume that they're possessed by Satan, but you know, I assume that kind of thing just exudes from the airport over there, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll have to discuss that later. We'll have King James on. He knows everything about Satan.
The only other piece of news, which I'm really not sure why I even took it in the first place, is the Walt Disney World Railroad will be shutting down beginning actually today and the day of recording. It will be shut down.
Press F to pay respects.
Yeah.
Also, no, it's
it'll shut down since yesterday.
No.
It'll be shutting down because they are building a new
Tron ride,
roller coaster, a Tron ride,
which I don't know what it is, but now I want to go.
Yeah, Tron's cool.
Yeah, so they need to close for that, so it'll be back eventually.
I want real light bike things, like real light bike games.
Yeah, that's about it. If I had to imagine, I think it'd probably be a dueling coaster with light bikes.
I want actual light bikes.
Well,
I don't care if I die. I want to do it.
I don't care if I die.
Other than that, my termination.
You don't get to say your termination yet, or are you leaving?
Yes, I'm leaving. That's why I'm saying my termination.
You're gonna miss Thingy. Fine.
Yeah.
What's your termination, Mr. Oliver?
Mr. Oliver.
How should I word this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. I want to be crisp. Come on.
We should scrap every steam engine. I need more razor blades.
Okay.
No. Just
Please write that out, please, so I can copy it later. Now.
Other than that, good night, everyone. Have fun.
Well, I don't think he's gonna really be able to sleep, because apparently out there somewhere there's a horn that won't stop honking.
Yeah.
In fact, this is where? Beaumont, Texas, I think it is. It's Beaumont somewhere. This is another one of these places where they don't give me the oh yeah, there it is. Texas. So 30 minutes of non-stop train horn from a BNSF train. This is almost worthy of going on the mantle, because how do you let this happen? And it would sound for about a minute and a half every few minutes after going on for 30 minutes straight. Horn had been sounding since about 5:30 in the morning, so that's pleasant. And what is it? Found the train before 7 a.m. So it sounds like it blared and blared and blared and blared and blared, and then, well, no, actually, I assumed that it had run out of air, which I assumed that's what it did, and then it would charge up a little bit, and then blow the horn again, and then charge up a little bit, and blow the horn again. And they talked to BNSF, and they reached out to both UP and BNSF. Union Pacific took note of the issue and was surprised to find nobody else called about it, so that's kind of weird. When there's something wrong that's going on, you need to call people and tell them, hey, there's something going on. You can't just sit there and fume and expect it to be fixed. But anyway, yeah, they broke the Beaumont City Code, but it wasn't them, because allegedly, it's not their fault. It's PTC's fault. Apparently, Positive Train Control decided that it was going to blow the horn continuously at 5:30 in the morning. How does it decide to do that? I have no idea. Why can it control the horn? I also have no idea. Seriously, what sort of necessity is there for PTC to be able to blow the horn in a locomotive? I'm hesitant to believe it. I would like, obviously I want to take it at face value, but it sounds to me like when you install the flashlight app off of the Google Play Store or whatever, and it says, we would like to access your contacts and your camera and your memory and your downloads and we'd like to access all these programs, and you go, maybe I don't want this.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I mean, it's not.
maybe I don't want this. I think maybe they didn't
Just maybe.
download PTC. They downloaded PTC free from the Google Play Store.
Trying to
and
save
gave
money.
it access. I mean, let's be honest, it's expensive. I could see them trying to save money like that. But honestly, if you can get away with stuff like that, I think I'm going to get into app development. Now, before I do, actually, wait a minute, Milky, you've still got some stuff to talk about.
Speaking of
There's
expensive
one thing that I
things,
want to cover last.
the
Don't say what it is.
Trains Magazine is running a bus charter for the Big Boy excursions next year. So that should be fun. It's supposed to be like what? I think it was like $1,000 to go on it.
I mean, is it that close to completion already?
I mean, they're supposed to have it done for May.
Yeah,
For National Train Day.
UP's
So
under
was-
pressure here.
So it was
Hey.
1309 like a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
but 1309 doesn't have the Union Pacific Railroad as backing.
It doesn't.
Thir- 1309
Union
ran out of
Pacific
money.
Which Union Pacific themselves, amidst all the trauma with precision scheduled railroading, has said that they remain committed to their steam program.
Yay, go them, I guess.
But because they get the value of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't take it.
I'm working on it. I didn't take
Okay.
either of them. I'm busy writing some stuff down.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to it.
Onto other steam locomotives. 4449's out running about.
Oh,
on the
Christmas
Holiday
train,
Express.
oh, Christmas
Yeah.
train, da 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 da. I love it when they just do it up with Christmas lights. There's hardly any rhyme or reason to it, and it's just like, yeah, just cover it in lights. Just
yeah.
wrap it in lights, like the
It's
tree in my
real
neighbor's
nice.
yard. Like, yay!
That's a vein. I assume did a fundraiser for Giving Tuesday, which I think was last Tuesday. So
It was a little while ago.
it was $200. So
Nice.
we got $200. I'm not sure what Lex going shorts quite yet, but I could take a guess and probably be right. And Seattle funded a new sound transit line.
Well, you know what I think that money is going to?
Uh,
I think it's going to Graham
Yeah.
going to the DNS.
Yep.
As much as I don't want to publicize this, because seriously, dude, Graham
Yeah.
has created a GoFundMe so he
to
can
go foam the
so
DNS.
he could go on the Lero charter on the DNS. That's the SP18 one, I believe.
That'd be like me going on GoFundMe and asking for money for the Skookum charter.
I've been tempted to go on GoFundMe and ask for money for my Volvos, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
you
at least
don't
I'm
do
fixing.
that. You-
At least I'm fixing something with that.
Yeah.
I will personally visit everybody that contributes to the Volvo fundraiser with the Volvo. Anyway, he wrote this paragraph about how he wants to go and participate in the Lara Photo Charter, and he's an up-and-coming award-winning teen photographer, blah, 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 blah. A teen with very little money, it's challenging for me to be able to afford these new opportunities. Thanks for the support. Well, Graham, A, nobody's contributed to it yet. I'm not surprised. B,
I'm
this is I mean, I'm not the person to tell you how to and how not to use GoFundMe, but don't you figure that this isn't how you should go about things? Like, I understand that you want to go, but begging for
No,
other
it's
people's
not.
money so that you can go foam is a little bit much, even in my book.
yeah.
GoFundMe
or maybe
is
especially in my book.
GoFundMe is for projects that will benefit others. That's how I see it.
I mean,
Not
we'll get
so
some
you
cool
can go
pictures out of
phone.
it. It benefits me. I'm entertained. But I'm not going to give you money for it. Also, this
Yeah.
is coming from Graham. This is the other thing. This is coming from Graham. Graham, who goes to the DNS at the drop of a hat. What makes this one so special? I mean, I guess it's because it's a Lara charter and it costs
money.
muy dinero. But, like, just go and find a spot in the woods. Go camp out. Wait for it to go by. Like,
Yeah, you go support the local economy while you're there too.
well, I mean, I
Right.
suppose you'd be doing that anyway.
Yeah, with your own money, not the money.
Yeah.
I mean,
of others.
technically, if people give you money, it's your own money then. What
No,
the hell
but
is that
you
monstrosity?
really
This
don't.
isn't communism. You don't need
No, no,
people
no!
to
It's not
give you money.
communism. That's not what communism is. First of all,
It's just
second of all, if somebody
Dean.
gifts you money, then it
It's
is
a
your money.
difference.
If I gave you $50, I don't then get to say, oh, but don't spend it on this. I gifted you $50, especially if I gift it to you under the pretense of doing that exact thing that I said don't do the thing. Like, this is, I mean, nobody is being forced to add to Graham's GoFundMe, as you can see in the fact that nobody has.
You know what, I'll give him a buck.
No, don't encourage him.
No.
I don't know what happens if the GoFundMe fails. Do people get their money back? I haven't actually used GoFundMe for.
I think they do.
Okay, well, this would be the most hilarious game of chicken then, to try and get it as close to 850 as possible without actually crossing, so you don't lose money.
$849.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, but then all it takes is one person to put $1 in to screw everybody else up.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
I'm gonna use the GoFundMe thing as my retirement account to start putting money into it and hope that it fails every time.
I hope it fails. What?
Yeah, exactly, because then I got my money back.
Oh.
Like, just start funding random projects that I don't think are going to be successful. That's how you do it. That's how you save money, right?
Hey, Graham.
Who needs
That's
banks?
how you save money.
Who needs banks? Am I right? It's a conspiracy, just like big concrete.
Yeah,
All right.
big concrete.
Well, that rounds that section out.
Yeah.
So I won't tell you how to live your life. Well, maybe I will. Graham, don't do this. Graham, what the hell?
I second that. Graham, don't do that. Please.
I mean, but more importantly, everyone else, don't fund this.
Yeah, don't.
Normally
fund
we
it.
get fundraisers on here that's like, yes, go fund this. This is,
Or-
in my opinion, this is not exactly a worthy cause. There will be plenty
No.
of people going to the photo charter.
With better cameras, probably.
Oh, that's you're throwing shade at Graham's cameras.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't condone.
I mean, there is
so-
an actual subreddit called "Don't Fund Me."
Don't
Don't
fund
want
me. Oh my god. I don't advocate
I'll-
putting this there, but I won't tell anybody not to.
Also, when not to.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
am I being too heavy-handed with that? Maybe, maybe not.
No.
You guys in the comments can weigh in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a little bit more neutral. You know, at least, you know, I haven't pulled him aside to reprimand him for making the thing, so, you know, maybe I shouldn't be as harsh on the show if I'm not going to be as harsh off the show. But whatever. If you can't say something in public, then maybe you shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that means it's time for the very last segment of our show, which is the latest train on Amtrak. Gillies is here, so that means nobody cheated this time. Wybud, would you like to join in?
He's dead.
Okay. Well, he said something earlier,
No.
so I was wondering if he was just sitting with his mic muted because he was just sitting around. I wanted to extend the olive branch just in case he was just cooling down or whatever. Anyway, alright, we've got two people
Why
left.
not?
What?
Oh, there you go.
He's back.
Why not?
Alright. Let's get some guesses in here. What do we think is the latest train on Amtrak?
Southbound Crescent. That's still
Southbound
on
Crescent. Alright, now I need to figure out which one that is. Okay, that one. Nope, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay, Southbound Crescent. Alright, Dean?
Eastbound Empire Builder. That's a thing. I can't remember.
Okay.
If that's a thing. All right,
I don't remember though.
Tom
It's only
Keg.
westbound.
All right, and Wybold?
I'll do Eastbound Sunset Limited.
Oh, the Sunset Limited is late a lot. But this time, it's not. The Sunset Limited to New Orleans is on time at Alpine, Texas.
Nice.
A miracle.
Stop lying.
A modern miracle. Similarly, the Crescent to New Orleans, you said the westbound Crescent, right, Milky?
Eastbound.
Oh, eastbound. Okay, eastbound is this one. Sorry, the Crescent to New York is 1 hour and 36 minutes late, so you do have some lateness. Now, Dean, what did you say?
Eastbound Empire Builder.
So the Empire Builder to Chicago, at Malta, Montana. It should have left Montana by now. It's 5 hours and 34 minutes late.
Ooh.
Yeah. Something happened in Spokane that set it back 4.5 hours. However, it's not the latest train on Amtrak.
Oh, no.
The latest train on Amtrak is the northbound Coast Starlight at
No!
Albany, Oregon.
No!
6 hours and 23 minutes late.
Damn it.
Milky, it's
I was
right
close.
there. And you missed it.
The one time
Rip.
I don't go for it.
Wasn't it that last time too, though?
Rip.
It was that another time too.
No.
And then, yeah, that's it. And then we've got...
Screw you guys, I'm gonna go see it.
Well, it's already left, I think, but
Probably.
it's heading towards Salem now.
Okay.
But it's
Towards-
there is
Moral of our
another
story is
later
never choose
train.
anything but the Lakeshore Limited.
There is another the Canadian. I'm just throwing this out there for comparison's sake. Is 7 hours and 22 minutes late. So
Not bad.
that's the
How
Canadian
are
being
they
the Canadian.
so late?
Yeah, not as bad as usual. And the Hudson Bay is running once again to Churchill, as we reported on a couple of episodes ago. Now,
Hey,
don't fund me. I just opened the tab again by accident. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Terminus podcast. It's time for the end of the line. Starting with Dean.
The night was late, Mr. Oliver.
I'll check what this is in 1 second. Oh, it's that again. God damn it. Alright, and Chris said we should scrap all steam engines. I need more razor blades. Somebody needs to
Yep.
get an electric razor.
Somebody needs to clip that.
Yeah. Notice how we didn't actually say anything nice about the New York Central. He was leading up to it, and then he avoided it by just stating a fact about the 20th century being released. Now, Milky.
no, he said something good. It's on record.
See?
Anyways, I found the meme that's relatable to me with finding railroad drawings.
Oh no. Of course.
Yep.
Of course. Why am I surprised?
Of course.
I would like to say that tires are the enemy. Why will you get a second shot at a termination? You want one this time?
No, that's fine. I don't really
Okay.
have anything.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Brightline.